I think nurturing the garden, the subtitle of this talk maybe should be, it's not what you expect. Because what I was shown very quickly when I started to focus on nurturing the garden was that you don't start a garden by admiring the flowers. You don't even start the garden with planting the flowers. You start by preparing the soil. And we're just talking about the different weather in different places that we live. Depending on where you live, you may be wanting to plant a garden in soil that's been frozen for a couple of months over the winter. And I remembered that when I lived in Connecticut, there were some rocks and stones that seemed to live for the most part several feet well underground. And over the winter, they would make their way up to the surface. So by spring, there would be all kinds of stones where I wanted to plant. And there could also be roots and things left from the previous year's growth. So there's a lot of stuff in the soil that's not receptive to new plants. Yeah, that soil is not ready to nurture what you want to grow. So the first step in nurturing the garden is getting the soil ready to nourish the plants. You have to dig in the dirt, loosen it up, clear it, clean it out. It's messy work. It's really messy. And it's necessary. So my guides showed me that the earth represents me. I want to grow. I want all the fruits and flowers of God's goodness to be in my life. I want this lovely flowering garden to live in my heart. And the first thing I needed to do was clean up the rocks and the dirt and the old debris, the gunk that was in my space. And for me, that gunk was old, lingering hurts, resentments, grudges, things I needed to forgive, that trace of resentment, the hurt feelings. So my guides were saying I needed to release these things. And my ego was saying, no, I can't let go of all that stuff. That person really did hurt my feelings. You know, she was rude to me. I'm sensitive. And then you can't just hurt me that way. That's not right. So my guides gave me a word of knowledge. This is nonsense. You can let that stuff go. You really want to let it go. You just need some courage. And the word courage really surprised me. And at the same time, I felt in my heart that I knew exactly what they were talking about.